Are the Broncos ready to win the Super Bowl? And should that be one of their goals? This is your Denver Sports Daily for July 24th.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
Training camp is underway. It started on Tuesday. Yesterday, we got to see some real practice, and Sean Payton was out there. And you know what Sean Payton does? He likes to talk. He likes to go out there to the media and let them know how he's feeling. He spoke at training camp with the media for nearly 30 minutes yesterday. And, you know, he answered a lot of questions about this upcoming season. He answered a lot of questions about the last season and what they've improved on. But one thing that stuck out was Sean Payton on if the Super Bowl is one of the goals that they have set for this season. He said, quote, "It has to be a comfortable topic, but we're in such a league. This is a journey. It starts with more than the division, or it starts more with the division and seeding, and we have to start faster than we have in the last 2 years." So what I'm getting from that is that the goal right now for him is to win the division. And that's the best goal right now for a team that is still rebuilding, and say that they're not. They are rebuilding. Take training camp, like legitimately take the training camp site, for instance. You use that as a metaphor. They're rebuilding everything right now. They're building a brand new facility out there in Dove Valley. They are rebuilding this team, and it started with Bo Nix, but it's kept growing. They are going to be great this season, and that is not an understatement. They are going to be solid, and it starts with winning the division. You know, you're looking at what Sean Payton is saying. He's saying, you know, the Super Bowl is out there, and it's definitely something that we're looking at, but it starts with the division. Go out there and beat the Chiefs. Go out there and beat the Chargers. And there's a lot of talk about those three teams. The Raiders are an afterthought, but who's going to come out on top between those three teams? Because honestly, all three of them are most likely going to make the playoffs. But he went on, quote, "You try to point at the nearest goal and some of those ones that are more visible, but you can't be afraid of talking about the end game. That's got to be a comfortable subject." Making this team comfortable with winning a Super Bowl is the first thing. It's one of the first things. You got a lot of great young talent on this squad. A lot of them have only had that one game of playoff experience. And going to the Super Bowl, that's a whole new ball game. That's 3 more games of football than you're used to. You play the wild card, but now you got to go out and you got to win 3 more after that. It's hard. And it's hard to fathom for a lot of these young guys. So getting this team comfortable with the topic and the subject of going to the Super Bowl is a great aspect, or a great mindset that Sean Payton has. You are trying to comfort your team. You're trying to build something new, and you're trying to have Bo Nix be the guy at the helm who's leading his team. And don't forget, Bo Nix is a young guy too. He's only had 1 playoff game of experience in the postseason where he lost to the Buffalo Bills. So going up against the Buffalo Bills, where most people have you as a heavy underdog, and most people are talking about, yeah, it was a good run, but you're probably going to lose this game. That's hard. That's hard for a rookie. But don't think about it in a bad way. Think about it as, oh, we got to the playoffs in the first season. Imagine what I can do 2-3 years down the road. Imagine what I can do in my sophomore season. That should be the mentality for Bo Nix. And that seems like it's the mentality for Sean Payton. It's a comfortable subject to talk about the Super Bowl right now. And if you had to ask me if the Broncos are ready for the Super Bowl, I would say yes. I would say yes. You look at all around the league, all around the media outlets, you ask any expert, one of the 4 most valuable positions, the Broncos are solid in each of them. Yes, left tackle, quarterback, cornerback, and edge rusher. And you look at the depth chart, go and look at the depth chart, tell me where there's a missing piece right there. They are built well right now, and all that they've done over the offseason is improve. They've improved. So looking at the Super Bowl, looking forward, I would say, yeah, there's a chance that they could make it this season, and it wouldn't be ridiculous. I could very well see the Broncos going to the Super Bowl at least. Now, winning, it's a different thing, but going to the Super Bowl is in the cards for the Broncos this year. Now, moving on, Pro Football Focus disrespected Pat Surtain in a massive way. This is something that is insane to me. When I was reading this, I couldn't believe that it was real. And Pro Football Focus is a controversial place. You know, you go on that site, or you look at what they're doing, it's hard to see anybody that agrees with what they're ever ranking or what they're saying at all. But Pat Surtain, what they said about Pat Surtain is incredibly wrong. PFF ranked the top 50 players in the NFL, and Patrick Surtain, the reigning DPOY, came in at the 27th spot. 27. The DPOY, the best defensive player of the year, the defensive player of the year, ranked 27th. And not only was he ranked 27th, because I would semi-understand it if there were 27 offensive players ranked ahead of him. He was the 10th defensive player to make the list. He was the 10th. He was ranked behind Aiden Hutchinson, who destroyed his leg last season. And this is where it really gets crazy. Sauce Gardner, who's another cornerback, was ranked above Patrick Surtain. Sit with that for a second. The DPOI, the best defensive player of the year, is ranked behind a cornerback, Sauce Gardner, same position, who hasn't really won anything. How does that make any sense? You know, PFF, again, controversial, and it's hard to find anybody who agrees, but this feels like rage bait, honestly. This feels like bait. How do you do that? Are they baiting Broncos fans into getting angry? Because ranking the best defensive player of the year, statistically, and with the accolade behind another cornerback, Sauce Gardner hasn't really proved anything in this league. He's a great cornerback. Don't get me wrong. He's top 25. Top 25 is a stretch. Top 30 player in the league. Yeah, sure. But ranking him above the best cornerback in the league, the undisputed best cornerback in the league, really feels wrong. And that's the kind of thing that'll give you a little chip on your shoulder. And let me take that back. That'll give you a big chip on your shoulder. And I know that this team is one that doesn't really like to talk about those rankings. You know, you see them in press conferences and all that, and they don't want to talk about all that. They don't like going out there and engaging in the dumb rankings that come out, especially as dumb as this. But something like that, Patrick Surtain, you know that he saw that. He had to have. Because, and honestly, I hope he did. Because big chip on his shoulder. Oh, I won the DPOY and you're going to rank me 27th in the league. Watch me win it again. Watch me do it again. It's really a strange form of disrespect. And I can't even imagine that. I can't even imagine how that feels for Patrick Surtain. But that's going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I do want to read some of your comments. Good morning, Roy. I saw, you were going to your first game, week 7 versus the Giants. That's going to be incredible. That'll be so much fun to see. That's going to be a great matchup, too. The Broncos are definitely going to come out with a win there, though. So you're going to go get to see a huge Broncos win. Tube Works reposted the stream. Thank you, Tube Works. Thanks for your podcast and the time you spend of the topics on all of Denver teams. Thank you, Donald. That's very nice. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun. There's always been a bias towards the Broncos, and there always will be. And it's because they're not a major market team, if we're being very honest. You see the bias towards, of course, the New York Jets are getting ranked above the team in the middle of the country in the Denver Broncos. Hey, who cares? We won the DPOY last year. We have the DPOY on our team. Watch them do it again. Watch them see that and notice that Sauce Gardner got it above him. Watch him go win it again. I can't wait to see what Patrick Surtain looks like this season because, wow. I mean, if he won a DPOY last season, watch when he actually enters his prime because you can make an argument that he's not even in his prime yet. I mean, he's getting there, and we could see the best season from Patrick Surtain so far this year. Now, that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I will see you guys all tomorrow. It's going to be another day of training camp. Broncos football is just around the way. I believe yesterday I was looking. We're only like 41 days away from the first game of the Broncos season. Can you believe it? It's mind-blowing. But that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Until then, y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all.